What up, those? The music scene. We got all the action, all the smoke. Hit that subscribe button. You haven't subscribed to the channel. Hit the notification bell to be notified when we drop another banger. Now we're gonna cover this Shaderoom interview with Tekashi 6ix9ine. Now it was 2 parts, but it's a few points I want to touch on. Now we all know Tekashi did his thing. He got down. He sung like the Temptations. We all know this, and we know his explanation why, his justification why. And I'm going to say some of the stuff he might have had a good point on. Now, my main thing is when you dealing with people like the people who is trying to be on the right side, you know, of the law, and, you know, to tell you not to do crime, period, and stuff like that, and people that change their life, it's some people within this industry, mainly the black people, black community, whether it's artists or people who used to be into the different gangs or the street life or whatever. It seems like they don't know how to separate the two, whether it's My Son, King Erna, Meek Mills, whoever. And so there's a lady that's doing the for the Shaderoom. You know, I mean, it was a good interview, but it was like she was trying to represent for the black people and they view of the street code, and it was like she was definitely being like bias. And so my issue is, like, if you're going to say the street code or the streets is bad, then you shouldn't be defending somebody snitching or not. You should just say all of it is bad. Snitching is bad, being in a life of crime is bad, anything to do with crime is bad. And so basically, like, Tekashi was trying to make some points, like that they pick and choose who to call rat, who to say cool, and who to still deal with. Like if it's Snoop or Meek or something like that, they don't really want to look bad at him or say bad stuff about him, so they'll justify. And so he gave the example of, asked the lady, if you were representing street life and somebody that's a known rat, you know, got some money, you know, for you, or they got a job or whatever, would you take it? And then she was like no. But she was like, if I was in the street life. And so he already presented her with the scenario that she's in a street life. And it makes sense because she was kind of speaking on behalf of the people who feel that way. So he put her in that position. Like, if you was in the street life and you live by the street code, would you take the money from somebody who is a known rat? And she was like, no. So he asked her, what about Meek Mill, you know, working and getting a check from Roc Nation for the lady who the CEO, she put them cartels away, wore a wire and everything, and it's documented. And so she kind of like brushed past that. And it was a few more different scenarios when she kind of like did that. And my thing is, she's definitely a civilian, so she shouldn't be like trying to speak on behalf of the street code and try to like make sense out of it. But I know she was playing it safe, because when she started the interview, she kind of was like, some people was telling her she shouldn't do the interview, you know, it's not good for her brand, you know, the Shaderoom, and you know, Shaderoom being like predominantly viewed by like black, that what she was saying. And you know, she said some people said actually do the interview, you know, because it's questions that need to be asked. And so she said, personally, she had some questions she wanted to ask, and she had a connection with Tekashi on them. It was about the domestic, you know, abuse, you know, him beating up his girl, his baby mama at the time. And now, in the interview, it was like, it started off, you could tell she was like not cutting him slack, but she was saying that she was going to be fair, but still hold him accountable. And it seemed like she was like speaking on the behalf of the black community or the hip hop community, and the stuff that they was having issues with, she was saying she agreed. So whether it was him going to the Nipsey Hussle mural, he was saying he was paying respect. You know, people were saying because he was a rat, they weren't feeling it because Nipsey didn't like rats and stuff like that, and they felt it was disrespect. She, you know, a lot of those different things she was saying, she felt that way. So my thing is, oh, this is another thing that I touched on. He was saying, so as far as the street code, what is stuff that you supposed to uphill? What's the thing that you think about when it comes to like street code? And he was like honor, integrity, loyalty, no snitching, stuff like that. So he was asking, so where was the honor amongst the people that I was loyal to and stuff like that? And she kind of was like twisting, and he would tell her like, no, don't wiggle out of it, like, it like pretty much is the same thing. And so she was saying like, well, when you snitching, what you like, when you get into like the street life, what you signed up for. So whether somebody slept with your baby mom, or they were supposed to be your bros and they were disloyal, or they violated you, that come with the street. And so pretty much he was saying, so if that come with the street and y'all justify when it happened, don't snitching come with the street or whatever. And she kind of like shied away. And if you think about the interview that Vlad TV had with the real Freeway Ricky Ross, he said the same thing. He said snitching is part of the game, just like any other crime, selling drugs part of the game. Snitching is part of the game. He said it took him a while to learn that. And he said like, if he seen somebody who like snitched on him, something like that, it wouldn't be no issue, because he understand that's part of the game. That's what he signed up for. And I feel like that's how it should be. If somebody can run off on a plug, and somebody putting food in your family mouth, and they fronting you, or helping you get money, and you go run off on them, that's just honorable. That's not loyal. And so people even look highly at that. I ran off on a plug, I took his stuff, but like that's a violation to the game. But people don't see that's like a bad thing. So that's in the same category with snitching as it should be. But people pick and choose. And so that's why I say anything with the crime, it should just be lumped up in one thing. They should just tell you to steer away from it. They shouldn't be telling you to steer away from it and do good. And I'm representing, guiding the youth in the right situation, but they also telling you, well, this street code we got, you uphold it. No, they should tell you anything that do with crime is bad. The street code, all that, and that's how a lot of black people, a lot of people in impoverished communities get caught up, because they held to that standard. White people or rich, affluent people in cultures, they don't adhere to that. Like, they wish they would adhere to that. That ain't got nothing to do with them. They're gonna do what's best for their situation, self-preservation. But we the only ones that hold on to those negative things that hold us down, and don't put the same energy in doing stuff that are progresses. And all I'm just saying is, I feel like he had a lot of good points. And it's obvious she was kind of like not trying to give him the benefit of the doubt for it, but she didn't want to seem like she was just like being unfair. But it was obvious that she was backpedaling. And so he had some good points. So that's my take on it. Get a comment, let me know what y'all think. Music, I'm out. Check.